look in this lecture how to start your planning for a speech to inspire an audience. Now, when you are inspiring an audience, you're literally doing that, you're motivating them. There's something that they are going through in their lives that's pulling them down, it's making them a bit depressed, maybe they're not taking certain steps as a consequence of this. And here you are as a speaker with certain experience, certain background, certain skills, and maybe you have overcome the same challenges that your audience members are going through right now. And so they are looking at you to motivate them, to uplift them, to inspire them to change. So when you are doing your planning for the speech, there are 2 questions that you should be asking. And all you're doing is you're getting a page out and you're answering these questions. And by answering these questions, it just gets your headspace right in terms of how you plan and develop the speech. The first question is simply why. But the why is subdivided into 4 parts. The first part is, why is your subject relevant? And simply that means you need to look at the subject matter of what it is that you are delivering and ask yourself, why is that subject important? And come up with at least 3 to 5 or 10 reasons why. So let's say your topic is on exam motivation. You are speaking to a group of people and you're trying to motivate them to overcome their failures and pass an exam. So your subject is about passing an exam. And if you can come up with 3 to 5, 10 reasons why it's important to pass an exam, you are answering this question. The second question is, why is your subject relevant to your audience? Now, if you are intending to speak to a group of individuals who are about to write an exam or who have perhaps failed that particular exam and are retaking that examination, you're now answering this question in this way. Why is your subject relevant to this audience? And again, come up with between 3 to 10 reasons why. The third part of this why is the timing important right now? And that simply means, why do you need to speak to this audience today, now, or next week, versus in 6 to 12 months' time? Why is it important that they hear your message now and take action now versus waiting and delaying it for some time in the future? And the fourth reason why is, why are you credible to speak on this topic? What is it about your background, your life, your story, your history, what you've been through that makes you credible to speak on this? And credibility comes from a variety of sources. Like I said, maybe you've overcome a similar challenge and that makes you credible. Perhaps you in a certain position of authority and as a consequence, you are able to speak on this. Maybe your credibility comes from the research that you have conducted on this topic, and that makes you credible and people want to listen to the research that you have put together on this topic. Whatever those reasons are, you need to write down what makes you credible to speak on this topic. That's the first part of this section. The second is to answer the question of what. And what refers to your teachable framework. Later on in this course, I'm going to share with you a technique of packaging your content in a way that makes it relevant for your audience. I don't know if you noticed so far that my content have been packaged in acronyms or some sort of framework that makes it easy for your audience to understand. As in the first section of this course, I packaged my content under an acronym called PASS, Pass Your Platform Skills. And that's exactly what I mean by a teachable framework. You are basically taking your content and instead of giving it to your audience in a bucket list, shopping cart list format, which is a very boring and mundane way for your audience to follow, you're basically taking the time to structure it into a framework. And it's frameworks that allow your audience to follow your message. So in summary, when you are planning your speech to inspire an audience, you answer 2 questions of the 4 functional framework, which is why and what. In the next lecture, I'll take you through what you need to prepare for if you are delivering a speech to sell to an audience.